Good morning. Let's get started. FIO, obviously, one of the big runners in pre-market. Pretty impressive move so far. Looking for a potential top out here somewhere. Gotta be a little careful with this one. Zachary says, check out LMFA. Missing the O there, LMFAO. Yeah, LMFA is nothing. For me, not what I like to trade. Just nothing. LMFA, yeah, that's it. No volume, nothing happening here. Although, this is something that could pop if it gets some news. But I don't swing, so we're not, well, I don't always swing. I don't trade this kind of thing. Early, at least. If it gets some news, we'll take a look at it closer. I work out. True. All right, let's look at some of these pre-market runners real quick. We got MSPR, 50-cent stock. Nice pop in pre-market. This one could get some action. Maybe up to $1. Possible. Make sure I get my watch list here. Everything settled in. Obviously, FIO, the main watch of the morning. Check out that MSPR news. No news on MSPR. FIO has some cancer trial, biotech news, pharmaceutical. This one's got no volume. Nothing there. TGE's potential. This has some potential for something, but needs to get going more. It's not up enough. I like how it had this crazy day on Friday. Huge pullback, gave it all back and more. And now it's threatening to bounce, so we might get a bounce short out of it. TGE on watch. CRBU, we already got in and out of this one. Kind of gave it up pretty quickly. Will it go more? Maybe. I mean, we got a nice short on it in pre-market. Partial size on it. Pretty nice move. Now, I do want to check the news and just, double check things because certain news will be better than others. And sometimes you see sectors pop up. So if there's a certain sector in particular, we want to be aware of that. This is just biotech stuff. So nothing special here. Always see some random biotechs popping. All right, again, let's see here. Clinical trial, phase 1. Very early game in their development. AREC, here's another nice one. Might be interested in this one. Yeah, that's a good one to keep an eye on. FEMI, kind of cheap. Let's look at the news on AERC real quick. $1.4 billion partnership with U.S. Department of War. Fully integrated domestic rare earth magnet supply chain. Oh boy. We're hitting all the keywords. We got $1.4 billion partnership with the U.S. Department of War, number one. Number two, rare earth. Okay, both big deals. Both big deals. Now that is something that could get a little spicy. Let's look at the daily chart here. See, we're dealing with all these stocks are scams, but some scams run more than others. So this chart kind of looks like, almost looks like mid-cap action, except for a couple of days like this day. See, if I'm short selling something, this is what I want to see right here. Perfect. Maybe this is fine. Maybe this is fine. Maybe that's okay over here. Okay, now we had a breakout, so the stock can break out. Very important. It can run on news, doesn't just give it up immediately. So kind of interesting. But more typically, this stock will probably just fail like this day. And this day right here was really nice. And this was a gap up short day. Yeah, I'm pretty heavy in the short selling right now. I'm getting my longs buttoned up here. But that was a gap up short right there. Beautiful. So what do we have? 1, 2, maybe 3, 4 days on this stock where my strat works flawlessly. And there's no other trades. Otherwise, maybe this is a loser. I don't know. It's hard to say. But yeah, it looks good. We'll keep an eye on it. It's not set up yet. All right, that's probably going to do it for pre-market runners. We do have one multi-day runner that I'm keeping an eye on, MSAI. I think this is the only small cap multi-day runner right now. Huge multi-day breakout. Right here. Over $1.40. Big push up to $2.40. And it kind of gave it back. All right, but still holding the breakout level for now at $1.40. Gapped up overnight. A little bit. Not a huge gap, but interesting. Very interesting. My favorite thing to do with these on the short side is if it can fake out this high right here. We'll see if it does it. I don't have a lot of faith that it can get up there, but if it does, we'll put an alert out. Check in on it. If we can fake out 240, maybe around 10 o'clock, we could see a fail and then fade back towards $1.40. Plenty of range there to take a nice trade on it. 20 or 30% potential if it sets up. Probably won't set up, but we'll watch it. Most likely it's going to do something nice this week. Also a nice little trend break right here coming. So hopefully this will pull back maybe to the trend line right here, right around $1.80. Bounce off of that, run into 240, 250, 260, maybe $3, and then top out. There's another major level right here at $3, 330. So that, I don't know, this could set up for a push up to that level too. Definitely worth a watch. Gotta be super careful on the short side with this one. All right, Beyond Meat's already back down to $1.50. Amazing. Amazing move here. This is what it's all about. Textbook gap up short. Into a support crack. So massive extension overnight into a huge red day. So this is where the millions were made by the best traders. And then there was a follow-up play on it too. Right here, trend break, support break, boom, another, maybe 20, 30% potential on that one. Now, a lot of people are going to be swing shorting this back down to nothing. And that's where we could see a bounce. So Beyond could actually bounce really nicely and set up again for something. So we're not done with Beyond. We are looking for the bounce. Hopefully it pulls back into $1 and then it gives the bounce maybe to $2, something like that. And then it'll probably just fade back down again, but most likely we're going to get a bounce out of this. So we're going to be watching Beyond for that over the next week. People forget, but these things can, once they come down like this, they can bounce. And these are some of the best trades because everyone's forgotten about it. It's going to be super nice action. And we hit the bounce, maybe short the bounce. That's it. Feel looking good still? Yes. Looking nice. KVU up, huh? Oh, wow. Up on earnings. Jeez. Well, we were watching this for the trend break, and it looks like it broke through on earnings. So sometimes it pays to be early. Well, maybe we get a breakout pullback on earnings. It could be a good day to buy it. We've got a pretty wild looking blueprint on this one. KVU right here. Where we're looking to buy right around you know, we want to hit it around the 16s. 16s would be fine. Below 17 would be great, I think. So the blueprint says we're going to be pushing 30 bucks soon. So we wanted that in the 16s. Looks like we could get it in the 16s, maybe if we get a pullback today. So maybe I'll hit that. I'll watch KV for a dip on the earnings. And maybe we'll get some in the 16s for the swing trade. Nothing wrong with that. Good call out on that one. Should probably double check on my swings. We have a trade deal with China apparently. I don't know. This is like the 10th one we've had. So is this the good one? I don't know. Hard to say, but I think stocks like Lulu are going to be impacted. I do have Lulu already. Really nice looking blueprint on this one for the swing trade. So following this playbook here pretty closely. And we do have a trend break, so I always play these off the trend breaks because the blueprints aren't perfect. It's more of a guidelines. It's more of a guideline. Clean trend break though. We bought on the trend break. All right, we had a little pullback here, but doesn't matter much. As long as this generally holds up and we start seeing some price improvement. Let me check the 4 hour. Yeah, not doing much in extended hours. So we're going to hang on to that. Nike. Nike's just getting smashed. But I'm unfazed. Pfizer. A lot of these are just setting up for big moves, I think. Theoretically, this is what can happen. Following that blueprint. So I got some Pfizer. I got some PayPal. PayPal's been threatening to make a move. It's had two pretty incredible attempts at a run recently, but it's come right back to baseline every time. So, boom, it's up, right back down, up again, huge, right back down again. All right, it's teasing us. It wants to go. It is a swing trade, so we're okay with some chop. But at the end of the day, at the end of the year, hopefully this is pushing $100 a share. We're in pretty good, I think, on that. Etsy was kind of a surprise. Luckily, I sold in the 70s because on earnings, it just dropped pretty hard. That's what Etsy does, though. Etsy has a huge base built up, and it's breaking out, pulling back to these moving averages, and then it has aggressive dips. It just has aggressive dips. But it does seem to be spacing pretty good. It might actually be time for me to hit some Etsy again. Our first buy was right over here in the 50s, right around 55. Sold it up into the 70s. And it's probably just chopping its way higher. Hopefully. But we slap a trend line on it. We break trend again. Maybe I'll jump back in it. So let's see what GameStop was doing. GameStop's threatening to break down a major trend line, which is a little scary looking. Little scary looking. But so far, kind of holding. I don't like it. I don't like it here, though. It's either the place to buy or inevitably this trend will break down until we get some nice news. Could take a while for that to happen. Honestly, if this thing gets into the 18s, I've got to buy it probably for long-term hold. We'll see. Tesla, we're kind of forecasting a pullback, but man, it looks strong right now. It's hard to tell. They probably shouldn't have reclaimed that 20 moving average on the daily, but potential double top. Impossible to say right here. It's kind of a coin flip. Got a lot of models saying this is going to come back down to 350. Tesla moves quick. So eventually, though, I do think this goes over 1,000, maybe 1,500 by 2030 is the current guesstimation. UNH got slammed, jeez. So I was kind of hoping UNH would get up into the 480s, but it looks like the move is kind of stuffed for now. It probably gets there eventually. Maybe it's just giving me a chance to get back in right here. It's a pretty decent dip. But the prophecy was fulfilled at this gap fill right around 377. Perfectly filled gap. And now it's kind of struggling, pulling back a little bit. But there is another gap all the way up here. 488 to 582. That gap needs to be filled. But the blueprint says this could take a while. It looks like it's going to do it eventually. But could take some time. Maybe a little too slow for me. I needed bigger, quicker moves. I like the trajectory though. It looks good. What's Intel doing? Intel held a flag, kind of high tight flag situation. Pushed off of that. It's a big push up, flag sideways, and then it pushed out of the flag. So was hoping for a pullback to the 28 area. Looks like we're not going to get it. So we did have this initially down here in the 20s. Sold way too soon though. Nova's another big watch. This thing might be setting up for a buy. I'm watching a trend line though. Hasn't broken trend yet. And yeah, the best thing to do with these trend breaks, I mean, I have these predictions on, but the trend breaks are key. If I look at something like Cracker Barrel, look at this thing. We've got crazy action. Follows the blueprint almost perfectly. All the way down. Okay, all the way down from 2021 to this year, July, follows the blueprint. That's insane. But now, look at this. This dip has pulled back far greater than we imagined it could have. But I haven't bought it yet because it hasn't broken trend. So we're waiting for the trend break and then we're going to hit it. It's due for a rebound up towards the $60 area in my opinion. Earnings coming up in December, so we got some time on that. And probably one of my favorites right now is Ball. Because it looks like we're in a huge accumulation phase. All right, just tracks the blueprint so perfectly. There was a bit of a double top right here. But then bam, we're right back on track. Now, if this thing pulls under this low over here, $43. If this pulls under 43, breaks trend, we're slapping it. We're gonna hit the swing on it. See what we can get out of it. And it's just following so nicely. So it's on the way down here. We need to pull back a little bit more. Fingers crossed. All right. I'll have to watch KView for a dip. Probably get a dip on it. Decent place to buy. For a swing. Long-term swing. Longish. Not super long, but we'll see what we get. All right, 1 minute to the bell. Gonna focus up here, see what we can do. KView, by the way, is the company that makes Tylenol, which has had the big debacle lately with RFK talking about it. So probably has pretty nice upside. I'd imagine a lot of times this news that ends up causing stocks to pull back like this is pretty short-lived and just creates a nice dip buy opportunity. So we'll see what happens. There we go. There's some pullback into the 16s. Probably should be buying a little bit right here. All right, got a little bit of that. We said 16s is good, so that's pretty much it. Don't need to overcomplicate things. All right, swing is on. We got it in the circle. That's all we wanted. All right, now I just wait. FIO looking good. Not much else I can do with these other ones so far. Our multi-day runner is sort of in no man's land right now. Easy go. What is this doing? Isn't that the scooter company? Electronic bicycles and battery e-bicycle rentals. Yeah, they make golf carts. I don't know if this is the same Easy Go or not. Yeah, I think this is the China scam version. MSPR 80 cents. Ooh, this could be gearing up for something. Fio trying to squeeze a little bit. Probably gonna chop around. Okay, Fio trying to squeeze. They've got some guys from their board of directors resigning on the 31st. Yeah, that's a good squeeze. The level 2 is stacked heavy at $4. Kind of a toss up if it squeezes here. It's not like they have great news. It's okay news. It's a nice press release, but Robert Ferreira resigned on the 31st. Yeah, through $4. So we'll see if it squeezes here. This is the risk. Morning, Scotty. Possibly getting squeezed on FIA. We'll see. It's kind of a toss-up. They just had a board of director resign on the 31st, so not exactly a vote of confidence. Ooh. So it tried to squeeze. So far it's failing. Nike's going lower. Stopped out of my Nike. Yeah, we'll see if Theo can put a fade in. Looks like it was pretty stacked around $4. So heavy selling right there for sure. Where's the squeeze? There should be a squeeze today. Oh, here we go. It's probably this one. Turn. Pretty big move. Straight up. No pullbacks. Kind of a higher priced one. 80% up. Higher float. $87 million float. 77% IO. This is not the typical thing I would want to try. No position, but I could see people wanting to try this. See, it kind of trades like a mid cap. Not really what we want. I'll put it on watch. Tesla taking off. Good cut on Nike. It's been so weak. Yeah, unfortunately. Disappointing. I still think it's got crazy upside potential, but it's just bleeding out. So we tried the next trend break. You know, if I had just sold into smaller moves, I make money every time. But I'm trying to hold for a bigger move. It's kind of going for this gap fill, isn't it? MSPR wants to push over $1, looks like. Probably won't touch that. Tesla straight up. Tesla's got some really nice consolidation on the daily. Pretty massive flag hold. Trying to break out of this flag. Wow, NUAI just grinding higher. What a daily chart, geez. Multiple breakouts here that were tradable. Beautiful right here, right over $1. $1.20 entry. Could sell into 2. This one kind of failed. This one was good. $3 into $4. This one was good. 450 into 5s. This one not so much. Now we're hitting another one right here, maybe. Looking pretty strong. This might be the squeezer for the day. The squeeze of the day. No position on it. So here supposedly is the trade deal with China. From November 1st, Trump announces a deal with China. Suspend new rare earth export controls. Significant measures to end the flow of fentanyl to the U.S. Suspend all retaliatory tariffs since March 4th. Purchase 12 million metric tons of soybeans. And then we would lower tariffs on China by 10%. Something else, I don't know what that is. Expiration of certain Section 301 tariff exclusions extended until 2026 of November. So, trade deal? Question mark? Is that good? I guess that's a good thing. It's got to be good. So I guess no more 100% tariffs on China. We'll see what happens. This guy says, so China bought 27 metric tons of soybeans in 2024. Trump creates a trade war. Now they've agreed to buy half that. Art of the deal. So we'll see if the stocks reflect on that. Feel looking nice. Yeah, looking good. Soybean futures. Let's take a look at that. I guess it's this. Hmm. Here we go. Soybean futures. Soybeans are up. We should have bought some beans. What were we doing? This is like generational soybean opportunity. I can barely trade equities. You want me to trade commodities too? Listen, it's all about the patterns. Plus, Trump creates the opportunities. So I don't know, he kind of got involved with the soybean stuff, caused some problems with soybeans. There's the opportunity. If there's a problem, he's going to make a problem and then fix it, probably. So whatever Trump is dumping, that's the thing to buy, pretty much. It's like with Intel. He said he was bashing Intel right before the government bought Intel at the bottom. And then all of a sudden he likes Intel. And now Intel is up huge. So whatever he's bashing, that's the thing to take a look at. This is pretty insane. Yeah, and whenever the Ukraine war thing happened, I was watching the ruble drop big time. And I wasn't really set up to buy that or anything, but guess what? The ruble dropped off a cliff, and that was the time to buy the ruble. Because a month later it's right back up. You can make 100% on your money in a month or something. So I want you to trade Forex as well. That's what I'm saying. Let me see here. Russian ruble. When was that? Let's see here. I remember specifically looking at that chart. Oh, it might have been here. This might have been it right here. Let's see, when did the Ukraine thing happen? (2022) February, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. There's crazy opportunities out there. So, I don't know. There could be other similar situations, but so it actually spiked first. So it says February 22. So the ruble spiked big time and then it came right back. And then look at the dip buy right here. This is insane. 63, 61, so something like that. 50% of your money in a month. As much size as you want. I don't know. But yeah, there are definitely moments when those kind of things are possible. I wouldn't touch Forex, you know, or soybeans, normally, but if there's a good reason, maybe it would be worth it. On occasion. But definitely the good opportunities like that, they don't come along very often. And when they do come along, it's not difficult to trade it. What's hard is waiting for it to happen. And then also being aware of the opportunity. All right, Theo is playing ball very nicely. So I think I'm going to wrap it up right here. I'm going to let Theo fade some more. Call it good. I don't think there's anything else today. Keep an eye out for some things, but that might be about it. But yeah, we're going to call it there, guys. Good luck. We'll be back at it tomorrow.